Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. Yes, as just mentioned, I teach yoga. I'm a yoga educator, and I specifically focus on teaching journalists. I, too, am a working journalist, so I am dealing with the same stuff that many of you might be dealing with. So I am so glad you are here today. So we're going to start off just seated in a comfortable seated position wherever you are. If you're in a chair, great, or if you would like to take the practice on the floor, that is great as well. I'm going to start off sitting, and we're going to jump right in. We're going to start off with a meditation and then move into a little bit of a chair yoga flow, and then we're going to finish out with just a little body scan meditation that I like to do. So wherever you are, come to a comfortable seated position. You can leave the eyes open or closed, whatever feels most comfortable. If you want to leave the eyes open, just begin to soften the gaze here, looking down at the cheeks. And then just arrive in this moment, just taking a nice big belly breath. And then open up that mouth, release. And just taking a few more like these. Just really breathing in some new oxygen into that body, some new energy today. And then letting go of anything that doesn't serve. So maybe it's been a little bit of a stressful week for you, stressful day. Maybe you're dealing with 1,000 things. So in this moment, can you just dedicate these next few minutes that we're together, can you just dedicate it to yourself? And just acknowledging how hard you've been working, how hard we've all been working as storytellers, as journalists, as we continue in this mission to just share stories, share the truth. So taking a nice big belly breath, one more just like that. And then open up that mouth, exhale, release. And then here, just begin to notice the body, noticing the toes, maybe even wiggle them. Maybe if you're barefoot, as we're all in this work from home, maybe you're barefoot, maybe you're wearing shoes, just wiggle the toes and notice them. Noticing the legs, how do they feel? Have you been sitting a lot? Maybe you've been standing a lot. Just noticing. And as we're going through just doing this check-in, being mindful not to label anything as good or bad, but just noticing it. Check in with the belly. If you're holding that belly in, just release it and let it go. A lot of times in this society, it's all about lessening the belly. But for today, for these next few moments that we're together, acknowledging the gratitude for our bellies. It holds our organs, right? The thing that keeps us alive. So just sending gratitude towards that belly. Soften through the shoulders. A lot of times we carry tension through the shoulders, through the neck. Can you soften the jaw even? And then just begin to notice any sounds around you. So noticing the furthest sound you can hear. Maybe you're in a newsroom right now. Maybe you're in your work office. Maybe you're at home and the kiddos are around. Just noticing the sounds around you, and instead of thinking of them as distractions, allow them to be a part of this experience that we're in together. Just acknowledging, knowing we are doing the best we can with what we've been given in this very moment, and just acknowledging and noticing and allowing it all to be a part of the experience. And then just for a moment, embracing this stillness. Noticing the small bits of air that are moving in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe you can even begin to hear that subtle beating of the heart in the chest. Just noticing the body. In a time, in an era when journalists are consumed with notifications and pop-ups and all the things, can you again just allow this moment to be gifted to yourself, allowing the silence, allowing the pause that we're taking here? And just checking in, really asking yourself how you're doing in this moment. Noticing, do you feel tired, fatigued? Are you perhaps feeling a little bit of anxiousness? And just noticing, returning to who you are as a person. And maybe in these next couple of breaths, setting an intention for these next few moments that we're going to be together. So an intention can be anything at all. You can dedicate this to someone, something, a thought, a belief. And if nothing's really coming to mind, just knowing that being here is enough. Knowing that you logging on, knowing that you coming here collectively with other journalists to prioritize mental health, that is enough. And just acknowledging that. Good. Now in these next few moments, begin to wiggle those toes again. This time add in the fingertips, and then maybe if the eyes were closed, gently blink them open, begin to open them up. And then just take a look around, noticing the furthest thing you can see. So if you're sitting at home, maybe noticing something you can see in a different room, or if you're outside, wherever you are doing this, just noticing. And so what that's really doing is a lot of times our gaze is on the screens, right? We're in front of a screen right now. So really just allowing the eyes, the gaze to look other places, to acknowledge, okay, I'm gonna look somewhere else for just a moment. Good. And then from here, we're going to begin to find some movement in the body. So let's go ahead and take some big circles around through those hips. And so on an inhale, you're going to pull it forward, and then on an exhale, we're going to take it around. And you can feel free to make this your own. So any kind of organic movements that feel good, just taking big circles around. And if you find that, oh, maybe you're feeling a little tight in a certain area, maybe stay to that side and kind of just give it a little extra love, a little extra care. And if that's fine, then continue on to that other side. Little gentle movements through the body, good. And just taking big circles, maybe going a little bit slower feels nice, maybe speeding it up feels nice. And then on the next couple of breaths, go ahead and take it to the other side. Good. And then still continuing with that breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So what that's cultivating is what's called a Ujjayi breath. And it's just a little bit of a heating breath, remembering that breath and linking breath and movement is important. It's important to help re-regulate our central nervous system and activate the parts that are in charge of rest and digestion and relaxation. Good. And then just coming right back to neutral, pausing there for just a moment. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see, but you can continue right where you are. So you're going to bring those hands right next to the chair, underneath it if that feels nice. And we're going to open up that chest, take the gaze up, really allow those shoulders to open up. And then on the exhale, we're going to round it through, really pulling those shoulders forward. Good. On an inhale, open up. On an exhale, round it through. So a little cat-cow here. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round it through. Few more just like that. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round it through. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round it through. Very nice. Pausing right there in the middle. I'm going to turn my chair again just so y'all can see me. And then from here, we're going to take those arms. Let's go ahead and press them away from the body. Palms up for this one. So I want you to imagine someone's taking both wrists and pulling you long ways. Good. And then on an inhale, we're going to take those arms up. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring those hands down. So really imagine that you're taking those hands and fingertips through jello or through water, right? So then palms up for the inhale and then palms down for the exhale. Good. A few more just like that. Inhale, lift. Really resisting the arms down. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one here. Inhale and exhale. Good. This time, inhale, take the arms up, and I'm going to show you first. We're going to hook those thumbs at the top. So my camera's a little cut off, but you can likely see that there. So we're hooking the thumbs here. Notice how my shoulders are kind of open. So I want to encourage you to bring the insides of the arms, and we're going to close them. And at the same time, keep pulling those thumbs away from each other and pull those fingertips up. Good. Now on an inhale, I want you to imagine that someone's pulling you up by a thread. So maybe you're like a puppet, right? And then on an exhale, let's take a nice side body stretch. This will feel nice. Check in with the hips, making sure they're rooted down into the chair. Just finding that nice lengthening through the side body. Good. Maybe take the gaze up if that feels nice. On an inhale, coming right back to center, and on that exhale, take it over towards that opposite side. You really want to think lift and then over. Good. To really keep that shoulder and chest area open. A lot of times, especially when we're on our devices and phones and all the things, those shoulders tend to curl in. So we're really working on opening up those shoulders, releasing any tension through there. Good. Inhale right back to the center. Now from here, keep those thumbs hooked, and we're going to pull it forward. And this is a nice release through those trap muscles. So notice my thumbs are still pulling apart from one another, and my fingertips are reaching forward, right? Almost as if you were reaching them towards me. Good. And if you don't quite feel it here, recheck in. Check in with those thumbs, pulling the fingertips forward, and maybe pull it down a little bit further. Good. I tend to carry a lot of stress through those shoulders, so this one feels especially nice for me. Good. And then just breathing into the tightness there, breathing into the tightness of the muscles. Imagine we're sending that new oxygen into the tightness, creating space with our breath. Good. And then whenever you're ready, slowly coming all the way down. Very nice. Let's get into a little flow here. So we're going to take those arms right next to the side. We're going to inhale, reach. Now this time on the exhale, we're going to go ahead and bow it forward, like you're just folding forward over your legs. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. So we're just going to lengthen that spine, and then exhale, fold it forward again. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bring it down. We're going to continue through there. So I'm going to turn to the side so you could see the side version of that. So we'll go through here just like we did. Inhale, reach. Exhale, take it forward, folding over those knees. Good. Inhale, lift, really extend through that spine. Imagine someone's pulling you through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward over those knees. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Good, let's do 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach, lift, 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 think tall. Exhale, forward, fold over those knees. Allow that spine to really flex down. Very nice. Inhale, reach. We're lengthening through that spine, growing long. And exhale, forward, fold. Very nice. Inhale, reach. And exhale, hands down to heart center. We're going to do that again. So inhale, lift, coming up. Exhale, pull those hands down and forward like you're swan diving down, forwarding over those knees. Inhale, lengthen through that spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands down to the center. And let's do 1 more like that before we add on. We'll inhale, reach. You know where we're going. Exhale, forward fold. We've just done this. Inhale, lengthen through that spine. Exhale, forward fold over the knees. Good. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, bring it down. Very nice. Pausing there. Go ahead and bring those thumbs right to the chest, right to the center, and just noticing what's happening in the body, right? The blood is flowing a little bit more, maybe the heart's beating just a little bit faster, and just acknowledging that movement, that linking of the breath and the movement. Very nice. We're going to continue through there. We're going to add on. So from here, go ahead and reach those arms down to either side from here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Over the knees. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold all the way. Good. This time, inhale, reach. Now pause here at the top. I'm going to turn so you can see. So we're paused here at the top. Let's go ahead and drop that right arm, and it's going to come right back behind us, and we're going to reach that left arm. Good. So we're in the nice little twist here. If this is too much for you, you can feel free to grab onto that chair. So I'm going to turn so you can see. We're just holding this and just gently breathing into it. So we are here, right? Option here to grab that chair if that feels a little bit better. If the arms start to get tired here, you can always rest one hand down on the knee. Good. And then from here, go ahead and take that gaze out to the side. If it's still pulling forward, go ahead and take it out to the side. And then you have the option here to maybe even take it to that back hand. Good. And then just breathing here, breathing into this twist, this nice spinal twist. It's activating a big nerve that runs down through the spine called the vagus nerve. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But just acknowledging this feel-good spinal twist. Take one more breath. And on the exhale, take it forward. Good. Go ahead and swan dive it down over those legs. Forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pull it forward. Good. Inhale all the way up and bring it down. Very nice. We're going to pull that all on the other side. So extend those hands right next to the body. Inhale, lift, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold over the knees. We've been here before. Very nice. Inhale, halfway lift, growing long through that spine. Exhale, forward fold over the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. And here we go. Right hand front, left arm back. Good. Good, just finding that twist. And again, if that gaze is still towards the front, maybe try taking it over towards the side. If you're to the side, maybe try taking it behind you. And then notice any stretching that's happening through that neck, right? A lot of times that neck can also be a point of tension, especially when we're clenching the jaw. A lot of stress builds up, so it's nice to maybe even open and close that jaw, maybe even yawn here if it feels nice. And then just invite that chin to come towards that back shoulder. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, but just inviting it and then noticing where that feels good here. Very nice. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Good. And then one more breath. Very nice. On an inhale, reach both arms up. And on an exhale, dive it forward, folding forward over those knees. Very nice. Inhale, lengthen through that spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to the center. Very nice. We're going to do that again. We're going to add on. So bring those hands right next to the body. Inhale, lift. Beautiful. Exhale, open up into your twist. We've been there before. Very nice. We'll take one breath. And then let's go ahead and bring it straight up to the front. Take a nice deep inhale, pause here, grow long, reach those fingertips up towards the sky, the ceiling, and on an exhale, find that twist opposite side. Very nice. Take the gaze back if that felt nice. Take a breath, inhale, and on the exhale, pull it forward. Very nice. Inhale, reach, and exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold over those knees. Keep it going here. Good. And then inhale, reach all the way up. Bring the hands right back to the center. Good. From here, take the hand. It's going to come to the side of the chair, and we're going to reach one arm up, and then we're going to really open up through that chest. Good. So pausing here, take the gaze up if that feels nice. Good, and then from here, we're gonna begin to reach that forward. So this is gonna get a nice little stretch through those back deltoids, those back muscles. You wanna reach across the room, across the body, as if you're trying to shake someone's hand, right? If we were all together, that's something we might do, but it's 2020. On an inhale, coming right back to the center. Let's go ahead and take that opposite hand, and then we'll pause here, and then open up. Good, right to the side. Very nice. And on that next breath or two, same thing, reaching it forward. You want to continue to think lift and then over. Very nice. Good. Continue reaching through, same thing. Imagine you're going to shake someone's hand. Maybe you have a loved one if you're work from home. Maybe shake their hand. Tell them to join in with the news, Yogi. And on that next breath or two, coming right back to the center. Very nice pausing here. So we're going to continue to have that left hand right to the outside of the chair. And then from here, let's go ahead and take that ear, and we're just gonna allow it to fall over to the shoulder. So getting a little bit of stretch through the neck, and just pause there. So you really wanna be mindful not to pull down, just allow gravity to really take over here. And if this is feeling okay, if you're feeling pretty good here, maybe you wanna add a little bit extra, just rest that hand on top of the head. Now again, being mindful not to pull, just relaxing there. Good. And then same thing, checking in with the jaw, making sure we're not biting our teeth down, just relaxing through. Maybe open, close that jaw to release some of that tension. Good. And just holding there. And then on that next breath or two, go ahead and release the hand if it was up. Then just pausing there, continuing to hold there. Go ahead and take that chin down. So it's just looking down at an angle. And then same thing, just notice. Are you noticing any tightness through that neck? Is that a point of stress for you? And again, not labeling it as good or bad, right or wrong, but just noticing. Just bringing awareness to these subtle patterns in our body. So that way we can be more mindful. We can begin to notice these patterns when things begin to get tough. And on that next breath or two, pausing right back to the center. So just bring that chin right back to the center. Notice, is the chin pulling forward? If so, can we bring it back to neutral? A lot of times too, that begins to happen because we're pulling forward on the computer, right? So it's nice to pull that chin back and just re-neutralize from the crown of the head down through the neck and into the spine. Good. So we'll take that opposite hand here. And again, just holding the side of the chair, and then allow the ear to fall over towards the opposite side here. And again, staying here if that felt nice. If you want a little bit extra, just resting the hand right on that head. Again, being mindful not to pull. It's just a nice little rest. Good. And then just breathing into this, breathing into the tightness here. Just being mindful, noticing again, and then noticing the difference between the left and right. Was there a difference, or are they about the same? Just noticing again those subtle patterns, those areas where we might be holding stress. Embracing the silence here, the stillness. Good. Staying here for a few more moments, as long as you need. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and release that hand down. Let's go ahead and take that chin down at that angle, like you're looking down. And then same thing here, just acknowledging that possible point of tension in the jaw, maybe even open and close it. Take the jaw side to side, maybe even yawn. Oh, if that feels nice. Inviting the silence and the stillness. Good. And whenever you're ready, gently coming right back to the center, Pause right here in the middle. Let's take a few breaths here, just recentering, restacking again. Check in, notice is the chin pulling forward? If so, can we just neutralize it right on top, really stacking everything together? Good. Now on an inhale, reach both hands up. We've been here before, really grow long. On an exhale, pull it forward. Let's fold it forward over those knees, just like we've been doing. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Growing tall through that spine, really lengthen, pull the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, good, over the knees. And this time let's stay here for just a moment. Allow that head and neck to release. And you want to almost imagine as if your head is a ripe piece of fruit hanging off of a tree here. And just notice. Maybe even grab the legs of the chair if that feels nice. Pausing here. Maybe try extending one foot out, really flexing it. And just notice how that feels. And then bringing it back, maybe try the other one. It's okay if the knees are still bent. Doesn't need to be straight. A lot of times when I'm teaching yoga, a lot of folks say, oh, but I'm not flexible. And I always like to say, well, you don't come to yoga already flexible. You come to yoga to learn flexibility. And is it that you're not flexible in your mind? Is that why you don't want to try it? Good. Now on that next breath or two, go ahead and reach those arms. Let's reach them all the way up towards the sky and then bring them right down to center. Good. If you're not in the edge of your chair, you might want to scoot up a little bit for this one. So we're going to go ahead and bring that knee into the chest. Good. And then just holding there, and then let's go ahead and drop it down, and we'll switch it out here. So knee into the chest, nice tight squeeze. And we're going to go through this a few more times. So squeezing that knee into the chest, maybe even rocking it a little bit if that feels nice, and then dropping down. We'll switch, squeeze the knee into the chest. Good. You almost want to imagine like the top of the leg is massaging that belly, those organs, really giving it a nice tight squeeze. One more each side, squeezing that knee into the chest, nice tight squeeze. Exhale, release, and one more time. Inhale, breathe in. Good. And exhale, release. Good. Now this time we're going to bring that knee back in, so that leg is going to come across, and we're just going to sit in a nice figure four. And this is a great stretch for those hips. So if you feel tight in the hips, this is a great one to come to. Check in with the foot. Make sure the foot is flexed and the heel is almost pressing out as if we were going to push a door open, right? Foot is flexed, that helps protect the knee. And we're just gonna pause here for a moment. If yoga is a regular in your practice, it might feel nice to pull the chest forward a tiny bit, but some of you might already be feeling it here, right? That feels nice for me. You can also even grab the sides of the chair and then pull forward to any degree that feels safe for your body. And then just pausing here, just breathing into this. Nice, easy breaths. So in yoga, there are different energy channels. You might have heard them referred to as chakras. And before you say, oh, Leslie, that's too woo-woo, hear me out. So the root chakra sits right here at the base in the hips. So a lot of times if you tend to notice tightness in the hips, it could be just a need to recenter back to yourself, right? So this is a nice little just recentering pose. If you feel a little tightness in the hips, maybe you need a little recentering, right? Good. And whenever you're ready, coming right back up to the center. Before we move on, go ahead and invite this leg to cradle in. So it's like you're holding it like a little baby. And if that's too much for you, that's all right. You can just hold. But if it is available to you, little cradling of that foot, good, like a little baby. And then go ahead and release, bring that knee into the chest. And then we're gonna switch it right into that opposite side. So bring that opposite leg up, and then same thing here. It's gonna come across. That ankle is resting on the knee, the foot is flexed, the heel is pressing out to protect this knee, good. And then option here to stay here. If you want a little bit extra, again, same thing. You can maybe grab the sides of the chair and pull it forward to any degree. You can find stillness, maybe subtle movement side to side if that feels nice. And just inviting a little bit of openness through the hips. It's also a great pose to come to if you ever notice a little bit of tension in that low back. This is a nice one to come to. If you've been sitting a lot, as I mentioned. Also, too, a lot of athletes can have trouble in the hips. So if you are a boot camper or a runner or a cyclist and you have a little bit of tightness in those hips, this is also a very nice stretch to come to. And so just holding here just a few more breaths before we move on. Good. And then on that next breath or two, whenever you're ready, gently coming right back up to the center. Same thing here. Cradle that foot if that feels nice, if that's available to you. A little rock side to side, cradling the baby. Good. And then on that next breath or two, go ahead and inhale, bring that knee into the chest, and then exhale, release. Good. Last little bit here. We're going to go through one more little flow in this chair. I'm going to turn to the side so we can prepare for that final pose here that we're going to do. So we're going to take those arms again outside to the angle. Inhale, lift, really reach, grow long. On an exhale, pull it forward, folding forward, fold over the knees. Let the head and neck hang. Good. On an inhale, lengthen through that spine, really growing tall. On an exhale, forward fold. Good. On an inhale, lift, reach the arms up. And then on an exhale, bringing it right down to the center. Good. From here, we're going to have a couple options. Last little bit. I like this option. Just grabbing the back of the chair. I want you to lift those shoulders like you're shrugging, right? Like we're saying, I don't know. And then we're going to pull those arms back. And then we're going to drop the shoulder blades down the back. And then from here, we're just going to open up. So it's essentially a bridge or a wheel, if any of y'all have done this. So this is a nice little variation in the chair. So if your chair happens to not have whatever this is called, it's not coming to me, a back. If your chair doesn't have a back, option here to grab the opposite hands. And then same thing here, just opening up through the chest. And if that's still something that's not available to you, if you're home or something and you have a towel or just any kind of piece of cloth nearby, same thing here. You would just grab the piece of the cloth, shrug those arms up, pull it back, and then drop to really just open up through that chest. So a lot of different options through there that you can do. And then this is just a nice, again, openness through that chest. A lot of times, especially in this work from home, we're on the cell phones and our bodies tend to pull forward. So this is just a nice countering stretch, really opening up through there, opening up that heart. Let's take a couple more deep breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Stay for the exhale. One more time. Nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead and release the hands, coming right back to neutral. Let's go ahead and pause here. Just recentering through. Check in with the chin if it's pulling forward. Invite it to pull back. Pause there for just a moment. Good. And we'll take one more last little flow here. We'll inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, forward fold over those knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release it down. Head and neck shake out. They feel heavy, like a ripe piece of fruit. And then gently inhale, come all the way up. Reach both arms up. And exhale the hands down. Very nice. So just pausing there. Just noticing everything in the body here. If it feels nice, go ahead and release the hands down, maybe to the knees. Maybe they're down to the side here. We're going to finish out with that body scan meditation. So if you are feeling that you need a little bit more energy, maybe have the palms facing up on the knees. If you need a little bit more grounding, have the palms facing down. Check in with the shoulders, making sure they're not pulled forward, nice and open here. And then once again, we'll begin to notice the toes. Soften through the toes here, relaxing the feet. Just let that body melt down. Softening through the knees. No tension through the calves, the quads, the hips. Let the belly be. Remember, we're sending it gratitude. Softening through the chest. Let the shoulders relax down. Let the arms soften, the elbows, the wrists. Let the fingertips relax down. Relax the neck. Maybe shake the head yes and no. No tension through there. Soften through the jaw. Releasing the cheeks, softening the ears. Check in with the brow, making sure it's not furrowed. The forehead is smooth and the scalp is soft. We'll be here just a couple more minutes. Again, just embracing the silence. Once again, knowing that in this moment, you are enough. Recognizing you're doing the best you can with what you've been given. Noticing how you feel now as opposed to when we first came together. What's different, what's the same, what's changed. Noticing the energy in your body. Do you perhaps feel a little more relaxed? Maybe you don't. And just noticing. Sending gratitude towards the body. And knowing that these tools are available to you at any moment when things get tough. Just finding a little space, a little breath, a little movement. Gifting yourself these moments of pause and silence. You're welcome to stay here as long as feels right. But if you're ready to continue, slowly begin to deepen that breath. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingertips. Taking nice deep breaths, maybe even shrugging the shoulders back if that feels nice. Maybe taking a little bit of movement through the neck. Maybe reaching those arms like you're waking up in the morning. A little reach. Opening up and then exhale. Let's inhale, gather up all that good energy we just created. And let's exhale, bring it right back down to the center. And in this moment, just acknowledging each other as we're here, all gathered collectively as journalists, as storytellers. Knowing that we are enough. And you're doing the best you can with what you've been given, knowing our work matters. May all be well in the world. Namaste.